I feel very close to the mic.
Niev.
You can stand back. That mic is very good.
Niev. Mulcahy. Niev Mulcahy. Niev. It's like Niev. Do you have to like stress the Niev? Or is it just it rolls off your tongue?
It's Neve.
People just say Neve.
Neve.
I don't want to be like people.
Okay.
Neve.
I want to be me.
Konata.
I want to be me. I want to say your name.
Funny enough, it's like me.
What?
It's like me. honestly, people call me Dwayne.
Right.
My mother would never call me Dwayne. If she hear people call me Dwayne, she goes nuts. Like she goes like.
It's Duane.
Yeah, it's Dwayne.
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 It's like my brother, right?
Yeah, because my name is Duane, so it's Dwayne. So my brother would call me Dwayne. You would never hear my brother say Dwayne.
Yeah.
They would never roll the W. There's no W in my name.
Right.
Yeah.
And like Chinua's name is Chinua.
Chinua, yes.
Not Chinua.
No, yeah.
And not Efua, it's Efua.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I mean, because I've had to battle with it for so long, I don't even. I'm over it.
And
I'm over it.
Nobody calls me Dwayne except my mother and my brother now. Nobody.
I mean, I call you Shep, so. Oh, bro.
Oh, when you call it Sheps.
It's even like
S-I-N.
Holly's mother called the other day and left a message on my phone. She was like, "Hi, Shep." I was like, what? You Holly not even telling you that I got a real fucking name? Like,
doesn't exist.
Yeah, but it's after a while they just get fed up and it's like, call me whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, but I get the whole thing where people have seen me on social media and like avoid saying my name. They'll be like, "Hey, you? Hi, babe."
I do that.
Doing?
Me too.
I avoid saying people's name just so I could.
I have tons of babes.
Mm.
You said babes.
Tons of babes.
Babes.
Oh, okay.
Hi, babes.
Babes.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, hi, babe.
Yeah.
Hi, babe.
I was like, I have real babes. I was like,
Hi, babe.
all right.
Okay, all
okay.
right. That's not
Tell
going
us.
to go down very well.
All right then. Thanks a lot.
No.
Men out here salting and you just have real babes.
No.
Like, I understand.
You know things for me to be dry.
I understand now.
Sawdust and grind glass.
So, folks, we're here with Niev. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, are we rolling?
We've been rolling.
Oh, we rolling. Okay.
No, all these little things we could always throw in, and
Always
like, all this
throw it
section
in.
there I go and chop
Always.
out, and we'll just go straight
Section,
in.
yeah.
It's nice little banter here and there.
Always.
Folks, we're here with Niev.
You don't need to say my surname. It's absolutely fine.
Don't worry. Because we spoke so much about it right now.
My face hurts from laughing.
It
Oh my
feels so
god.
awkward saying it. Wait. Just give me a second.
I think he's had a sugar burst. He had some fudge before we started
Did you
this.
fudge
so
on this sugar? How kind of hype
like
now?
he's literally just. So you have Niev Mulcahy here today on the show with Konata and Shep Beats.
She can take the lead. This could be a motivational Monday night.
Yeah, man, this thing, man. So, tell us about, actually, before we get into your actual company, tell us about yourself. You know, where you're from, you know, how long have you been doing this for?
Well, I myself am from London, born and raised in England, you know. Mum is from Ireland, dad is from Morocco, so a completely different mix. I usually like to let people guess because they have no idea. But not an inch of me is Caribbean.
Wow.
But part of my soul and spirit lives there somewhere. I can feel it. Maybe St. Lucia. I've got a little thing for St. Lucia.
I would have never guessed.
No?
No,
Really?
no.
Oh, yes. I hear some sarcasm in your voice there, Konata. I think it was 2016 is the first time I went to Trinidad Carnival. Lost my mind. Honestly, it was
You went to mental.
I did actually go to mental. I lost my mind. Absolutely lost my mind.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny. It's really
Wordplay.
funny.
And then that same year, these guys are just laughing. That same year, I went to St. Lucia, Barbados, Grenada. I didn't actually vlog Trinidad, but I started vlogging from St. Lucia and just before because I actually had dreadlocks for a while.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. That is right.
Yeah. So that's where the journey kind of started. I wanted to share how I started my own locks because if I do say so myself, they were actually of decent quality.
No, they're pretty. I like them. They're really good.
Yes.
Unfortunately, no
It's what made you at the time as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was.
Go on.
And then from that, I used to vlog doing locks, and then I have so many beautiful, influential people around me, and I started having just general conversations with my friends who were not in a 9-to-5, were entrepreneurs, creative people, and then I started off doing Motivational Monday, which was on my YouTube channel with people like Shep
I'm on there
Beats.
somewhere. Yeah.
Konata's going to be on the podcast, don't worry. Before he comes at me for it.
Yes,
And it was
yes.
basically just talking about how people's journey was to get to where they are now, because a lot of people, especially with successful people, you don't get to see the struggle, and actually there's no platform for them to talk about their whole struggle and all everything they've done to get to where they are.
Right.
And that's what kind of Motivational Monday was, and will be again,
You right?
because Konata's going to come on a podcast.
Motivate the hell out of it.
So that will be come back as a podcast, as well as something that's going to be on the YouTube channel. And from going to all those carnivals, I kind of just got hooked. To be honest, I think the first ever fet, I'm like super new to this scene. I think 2013, 2014. So
Right.
really new to the scene, really, if you think about it. And I was just hooked. That was it. I was like, hold on. I've been going to all these raves and bars where people fight outside, and I have to pay big off money to get XYZ outfit and wear heels that mash up my foot. And I was like, no, hold on. I don't understand. Everyone's dancing on everyone. I haven't seen a fight. Everyone is just happy. And I kind of just fell in love automatically with the soca scene.
Wicked. So that was actually like a new thing, to go into an event and not see that activity.
100%.
Was really new.
Yeah. I mean, I'm from South London. For those of you who don't know, it's a little bit ghetto. That's just like that, innit, bruv?
Yeah,
Kind of. It's a little bit ghetto. So most things I went to is more hip hop, R&B, and it was always, to be honest, violence outside.
Right.
So coming to something new in the soca scene, I just lost my mind. And from then I was fetting. I was, doing Notting Hill. I did Notting Hill as a child anyway.
Yeah.
Just because as a Londoner, it's something you have to do.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
That's
of
part
course.
of the rite of passage.
It is. And then doing the whole summer in 2016, going to various carnivals, so many people would questioning and sending me DMs saying, I really want to go to this carnival. I saw you went to Trinidad. I seen you been to St. Lucia. Where should I stay? What party should I go to? Who's got a band? I don't know anything about this costume. A big thing which I will say to you on this interview is that you guys were born into this, right?
Yeah.
And for someone who's new and have then ventured into it, someone will ask me, wow, you managed to get a t-shirt, or you actually went behind a truck. I thought, you had to be part of a school.
Yeah.
No, you just pay them, and you have the best time of your goddamn fucking lives, right? And you've got security, you got unlimited drinks. I was like, you nutters at Notting Hill, we'll go to these dangerous side road parties where my mum don't want me to go, right? I'm paying someone a little £30 to £50 for a t-shirt. I'm drinking non-stop. I'm eating. I'm minding on everybody's man and woman and the rope, and like there's no little kids in the band. So like a lot of people didn't know that, and the whole Journey to Carnival thing was being able to give people the information, like actually it is accessible for you to come in and join it and feel that kind of vibrancy that Carnival brings. And that's why Journey to Carnival kind of came about, because I was getting inundated with so many questions, like where's the nearest airport, for instance. St. Lucia's got 2.
So like what I find interesting is that you introduced to, was there a particular person that introduced like the parties to you? Like how, on that level of discovery, how did you find out about the events? And also when you got there, did you have a crew, or was it one person? Like how did you fit in that way? How did you feel about going into this unfamiliar environment, really?
So my sister of choice, not by blood, Hannah Maxwell.
Right.
She's a personal trainer.
DJ Max.
Yeah.
me, if you don't know, guys, me and Hannah are going to come and take Konata and Shep Beats' spot. That's what's going to happen. We're going to try and battle them.
So they say.
Yeah,
We've
you've
been
been saying
saying it
that
for
since
ages.
last year.
TikTok.
We went to, one of her friends at the time had recommended we come to a party and that we would lose our minds, basically. And we went with another 2 people, I think, and that was it.
What was that first party? Do you remember?
It was.
Do you remember your first time? is that kind of question?
Like,
I don't know.
Maybe. This is a very personal question.
Get hot in here.
It was. The first soca party I went to was actually Soca Frenzy.
Really?
Snap.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was the first party I went to. The first time I played Mass was with UCOM, actually. And the first Juve, obviously Carnival Sunday at Notting Hill, was Chocolate Nation.
Right.
Oh my God, everything was just too much. It was. I
Right.
just knew that
Overwhelming.
I was just into something that I just couldn't get out of. There's no way out. It was a marriage that I didn't, just couldn't get out of.
Right.
Basically, it was.
Yeah.
I was married into it then.
You get
Yeah.
hooked.
That was it. I hooked.
You get hooked.
Oh gosh.
So Journey to Carnival, so you started at the end of 2017.
Yep.
What was like your first thing that you discovered was like, this is the thing here that's missing in particular, and you probably use that as your starting point.
I found that like I I know certain other people definitely in the soca scene who have got a certain amount of following on social media, were being the contact and the information board for people to try and find out what's going on. And it honestly, it was just a light bulb moment. I was like, I think it was this 1 week where everyone was booking their flights for Trinidad for 2018, and it was just like everyone was asking me the same goddamn question, and it was just a light bulb, and said, look, hold on, why don't I just put this somewhere centrally and just forward them to that and let them have the information they need, and go to that. And that's basically kind of where it was birthed. And it was like, let's give it for information for Trinidad 2018. So we haven't actually been around for that long if you think about the context. I just realised,
it seems like you've been there forever.
I mean, I've been here for a while. You know, the girl with the dreadlocks and a back tattoo, you could spot me from afar.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what we did for 2018. We did Trinidad. And for me, I only wanted to give information on carnivals I've been to.
Right.
Or one of my brand ambassadors been to. Because we didn't want to give, like, information we don't really know that's correct, right? So a lot of the information at the moment is based on carnivals we've been to, so we can give you actual information because we've experienced it. It's like shared knowledge that we've experienced,
because experience is important. You know, a lot of people have these services where, you know, they're creating this thing and they've never even been to some of the places that they're selling.
Of course,
100%. So I'm super blessed to have, you know, a bunch of, I've got maybe half a dozen brand ambassadors. Some are based here in the UK, some in the US, and one in the US and a few in the Caribbean. So it's not me just finding out the information. I've got people on the ground that will do, like, because they are also carnival enthusiasts, right? So it's not me just finding all the information.
So it's not just for UK people.
No.
This is a global movement.
It's global. It's to make your journey easier. It's not for me. I don't I don't get anything out of this. What I get out of it is knowing that you have found it easier to get involved in something that I love, pretty much.
So have you been only contacted by people based in the UK, or are you being contacted by people from all walks of
all over Canada, US, Europe, some people even from the Caribbean, you know, that kind of stems from my vlogging, because they'll see it and they go, oh wait, actually I'm from Trinidad, I've never been to St. Lucia, or I'm from St. Lucia, I've never been to Barbados.
Wicked.
So what do you think I should do? And like, as someone has experienced it, I want to hear about your experience.
Right.
And so from that also, we've just actually launched our own Facebook group where people can share their experiences. So what you're hearing on Journey to Carnival is not just going to be me.
Right. It's
going to be everyone else having an input and sharing what they've found has worked and what hasn't worked. So it's kind of it's not for just the UK people. So
where's your biggest audience? Like where most of your people from?
Oh, if I look at my analytics on both Google and Instagram says it's 55% in the UK naturally.
Right.
I should really get my phone and check this. Ends. A lot of it's the United States. There's a big following in Trinidad at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
Which I'm super blessed about.
Is a tough crowd, you know.
It is.
I know.
Trinity's particular.
I know. And some of the smaller islands. So it is definitely on that side of the world as well. So it's obviously majority here, but not only. So
yeah. All right. So you said you went to so many carnivals over the years, like, you know, gathering your information and learning. Like which was your best?
I mean, I was gathering information about rum.
Right. What's the best rum then? Like, what's the rum? It's okay. You could.
You don't have to feel pressured, you know.
To be honest,
But if it's Trinidad-based rum, it's fine.
I mean,
it's fine.
is this you?
Probably not.
It's fine.
I mean, obviously, white oak is just flavoursome, right? Like, I actually like white oak. Punching is just a joke in the house we stay in. Rum. But that's a joke in our house. We call it shot o'clock. It's honestly, if I ask you what the time is and you tell me the wrong time, or you actually try and tell me the time, I'm going to tell you shot o'clock and you have to take a shot.
Wait. If
you ask me,
what's the time, Mr. Wolf?
And I'm going to say, if I say the time, I have to take a shot. My instant response should be shot o'clock.
Right.
In your house. In your house.
In the house in Trinidad. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh, I thought you meant like your house here and like
me
your.
too. I was like, what kind of house do you live in?
Drunk every day.
You know, forward me onto AA. But that's what happened.
Like we're not going to forward this this interview to the authorities.
We're going to forward you onto an AA meeting.
Yes.
No. What is nice? There is a lot of people in St. Lucia don't like Bounty, but they just had a Bounty coconut, which is honestly, you don't even need any chaser. It's just really nice. Honestly, I mean, Mount Gay is also one of my favorites. So.
Shep is.
I'm pleasing both of you. I said, right.
But you scored Mount Gay the other day, didn't you?
No. I did not.
Or was it in comparison to?
I did not.
It was. And I'll light him up there.
I did not. That is false.
He's like,
but it's not about me. Back to Neve.
Thrown under the bus. that's awesome. I really love you know, one of the things I really liked about the Motivation Monday, as you said earlier, especially in England, in London, I found that there's so many people in our industry, you know, people that we go to parties with, and you don't even know what they do.
Not a clue.
You don't know what they do, and you don't know if that person can actually add real value to your life. So I'm wondering, like, through your meetings with all these people, was there any particular interview or thing that someone said really like resonated with you? Well, who have you interviewed? Let's say a couple.
I've interviewed, I think there's like 24 episodes of
Yes.
Motivational Monday, so
Right.
there's quite a lot. I've interviewed a music producer called Mikey J. Asante, who's been Kano's producer, XYZ. He's does a lot of big stuff. I have interviewed a guy called Ivan Blackstock, who's a creative director. He's a dancer, hip-hop theatre. Phenomenal. Same with Kenrick Sandy. I've interviewed Ashley Waters, who is an actor.
Yes.
Who's also Top Boy.
Yeah, Top Boy.
I've
Bulletproof.
actually known him since I was very young.
Really?
So that was super easy to do. It's like a normal conversation with a big brother, right? Voice, Problem Child. I mean, there's been a few people in the soca scene as well. So I tried to make it
not all of them, because
I tried to.
someone's
I mean,
missing.
the most important. I just, because for me, obviously, soca and carnival is a big part of my passion, and I love it. But I didn't want it to become just a soca podcast for me, because there are people that, like you say, you'll find in a fit and they actually run a business, or they do amazing artwork and they sell it, and you know, they have exhibitions. So that was for me that I think one of probably my best interviews, most insightful, might have been with Ivan Blackstock actually, and that is purely because he talks a lot about in the interview about being comfortable with yourself and being comfortable in your solitude and your loneliness, because a lot of people are afraid of doing that because they're afraid of what they might find in themselves, right? So he's a very deep character. I love that guy. I've literally ran a charity with him and things like that. So we've always had that mutual understanding. But I think that interview was very good to listen to the point where when I was working in an office job, one of the directors of the charity came up to me and goes, "I love that interview with Ivan Blackstock," and I was like, "What? This is creepy."
It's crazy when like you don't think people are listening.
Honestly,
And then somebody comes and say, "Oh my gosh, I saw that." It's like, thanks.
Yes.
I didn't know. Yeah, that's awesome.
Happens. I'll even say, Motivational Monday is a big thing for me as well. So many comments and people messaged me after my interview with Neve saying to me, "Oh, I thought you were a full-time DJ. No one thought I had a job." So it's something as simple as that. People didn't realize that I worked. You know what I mean? That I worked after a 9 to 5, right? So
I think something you mentioned just now about it's the best interview you did. The guy was talking about being yourself and that type of thing. Do you find? Well, I'll say that I find within the Caribbean community, there's a lot. When you go to a party and there's a lot of standing off. People go to parties to be seen. And I personally find that people these events don't really allow you to express yourself or be yourself. It's always like, Caribbean culture is like, do dance too wild, do this. I mean, as a person coming from, I would say, from the outside scene, coming in at the stage, what did you notice about this scene, and kind of like how it relates to how you produce your product during the carnival as well?
I think coming into the scene is very interesting. I think the scene has its own subsections.
Okay.
So, like, there will be certain parties or certain events you go to that some people may deem as ghetto, but how I see it is there are people that aren't worried about their outfit. They come for the vibe, they come for the music, and then don't get twisted, I will also buy a nice outfit and go to the fancy thing. So it's very interesting, but for me, I don't want to, like, I try to remain who I am. So I'll go to a ghetto fit and still get on bad. Maybe not as bad as everybody else. You won't see me on a fence, like, do you know what I mean? But you also find me wearing a little wedge somewhere and trying to be semi-bougie, even though, let's face it, South Londoners aren't exactly massively bougie. So, like, I try and maintain that balance. And I'm not doing it for other people. I will still try and remain myself. And, a big thing that's really hard with vlogging is actually getting in front of a camera and not caring what other people around you think.
Yes.
Like, it's so difficult.
You're walking on the road and it's like,
and people are just staring at you like, who the hell are you? What are you doing? Like, what are you documenting right now? And that was really hard to do that in a fet. But then people give them a couple drinks and they're jumping in the camera. They're trying to take the camera and film themselves. They're getting on extra bad. Like a video I did for Legends Mess in St. Lucia.
Right.
As soon as I pull out the camera, people are going on ridiculous. Honestly, it's too much. It was like, oh my God, no, hold on, wait, I don't even know. Like, children watch this show, you know.
Children are watching. Stop
it. I had this sick realization. My 10-year-old nephew watches my YouTube channel. I was like, oh God. His mum and dad are both Muslims. So
let's just blow your face out.
Yeah. My brother wasn't impressed, as you can imagine. But I think trying to remain how I am in both a ghetto fit and a bougie fit is
balance.
Life is about balance, though, right?
Balance.
It is. Yeah.
So going forward with Journey to Carnival, you know, what are your plans? You know, in say 2020, because we're already into 2019. I'm pretty sure you have your events lined up for the rest of the year. What's the plan for development?
And for me, I want to know, where do you see this going? What do you want from it?
Okay, so to kind of first battle Konata's, I think for 2020 we will be looking at doing packages.
Okay.
And you know, like I said, in the AMH'S show, if you haven't watched it already, please go and watch it. We won't be doing like massive groups. That's not my intention, because you know, I've seen concierge companies do it, and I think that's absolutely beautiful that they've got a big following and stuff, and loads of people go on it. But for me, it's more about the people that go on these trips, and I want it to be a little bit more of an intimate setting and an intimate vibe. So instead of going to hotels, we'll probably be getting nice villas or mansions or whatever it might be, and having a small group of 12 to maybe 24 people just go in there. Because you know, there's a big problem with solo travelers, and loads of these packages are catered for price based on 2 people sharing.
Yes.
You know, and so there's so many people that want to get into this, and maybe their friends can't afford it, but they have got the time off work, and so that's the kind of avenue we're going to be going down, more intimate group settings of going out on packages and things like that. So probably not for 2019. I mean, I say that, by the time this is out, I might put St. Lucia out, because I've got such a good connection with people in St. Lucia, and it's lands around my birthday, so I'm a bit biased. It's one of my favourites. So we might do that, and then for 2020 we would definitely be doing packages, but you'd have to look out on our website for July sort of times, because that's when people need to start paying for deposits and blah blah.
So I feel like I have so many questions to ask, because every time you mention something, it like something that's pops in my head. And you know, so alright, so all these carnivals are different. Yeah, they all have their own little thing. Yes. Right. You know, what is the underlying similarity in terms of, I'm sure there's some difficulty getting into, you know, finding all the right people to talk to move with. You know, is there like an underlying similarity to all the islands in terms of difficulty getting into the industry type thing? Or you just real good now?
Do you know, I'm going to be honest, as a female in the circuit industry, it's actually quite hard to make it, because like, people don't take females in business seriously anyway. And so like, I don't feel like I should have to utilize the fact that I'm a woman to get into business. Like, I literally don't want to sleep with you. You're not buff. Like, or to a girl, I don't want your man. Like, I literally am here to sort business out. And so it's really difficult, because they think you want something from them, like their penis. And like, I really don't. Like, it's not for me. I'm good.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
So for me, it's actually been pretty difficult. I think, obviously, naturally, Trinidad is actually oversubscribed. I've spoken to the tourism board, and they're like, we literally don't want any more people here during carnival season. What? They said there's too many people.
Wait.
The tourism board have said this.
The tourism board said that there are too many people?
Because it means that the tourism income is only during carnival season. Yeah. Nothing is then broken out. And I think that might be part of the reason why in St. Lucia they had the jazz festival, and it's now actually broken up over jazz summer. So it's broken up so they have income throughout the year, not just one massive splurge. And I think Trinidad as a whole is oversubscribed. That meaning there's so many people there, and it's actually harder to break in to that. We actually considered doing packages for this year, and people saw that, you know, we was charging £3,000, but that was everything included. What people don't realize is actually when you spend that separately, you're actually going to spend a lot more. Plus stress.
People in England actually have a problem with calculation. Literally when you do like an all-inclusive party, for example, you know, okay, it costs $60. Well, you could talk about this because you do Rocketug, right? So literally it costs, you know, £40 to £60. I'm just like, yo, that's a lot of money. But when you think about the amount of money you spend on entry, drinks and food at a party, you spend way more than that.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. And let's face it, the prices in the Caribbean for parties actually is way more than here.
Way
more than here. What I have to keep on explaining to people in like some of the islands is you're paying 300 TT if I was at home, someone would be cussing about paying £30 for a pet. I can tell you that for free right now.
True.
Like,
yeah.
and it's
And you have to
so
bring your own
interesting.
drinks.
And
Yes.
yeah, but even I suppose then in the Caribbean, at least you can bring your cooler and you drink your own.
But
drink,
you're
right?
still
So-
spending money because that cooler is worth. You put in all kind of 1,000 TT in your cooler.
Yeah.
You know, for you and your crew and
Yeah.
ice and all these things, it costs money.
Yeah.
So I think like your joint account thing is really important, and I find like a component of it is you know, well, actually, me ask you, is there a component of getting people to actually understand?
There will be
these things. Yeah.
There will be, and I think that's why we're going to be starting with more intimate packages because,
Right.
you know, the wider public, you think, you know, I can do this by myself. Please do. Like it stops me from trying to sort it out. Like literally the other week I was trying to sort out accommodation in Jamaica for 7 people. 7 is not an even number. Like, and then people don't like come through. You know, you start a package with 20 people wanting to go. Like if you most people it's like, okay, 20 of my friends want to go to this thing.
Right.
You one will be going on that travel. Like your friends will drop out.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
And so like what those it's so interesting because so many people will be interested in packages immediately and then they're like, oh, actually no, it's expensive. And it's like,
yes, it is.
I literally like the profit off of this is not paying for me to go and sort you out, you know.
Yeah.
So like it's not at the moment. I'm not gaining money off of this. Like
Right.
I'm not trying to milk you. Like please go and do it yourself and let me know how you find it. And where are you going to stay? What? Chilapuna? Like where you literally going to stay by the airport?
And that's the hardest thing I think is literally what people don't understand is the Caribbean things are not like online in the way it is like in other parts of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
So as you said, like you need to know committee member, you need to know the man who's doing the party, you need to have a link.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get costumes.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Oh yeah. If you don't know someone, you ain't getting into most places, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more Trinidad and more Trinidad-based events. So, like, for instance, if Trinidad have gone, like, a Trini promoter has gone over to St. Lucia, like they did last year, infiltrated, like, you still need to know a committee member.
Yes.
Yeah.
That happens, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's more, and I get it because there's, you know, we're having this whole discussion on the Your Journey to Carnival Experience Facebook group is, you know, why the hell is there committee members? But we kind of get it. You know, people like to control who they have in their parties. People also don't want 40 people buying a ticket because they know the fet's going to be live and then go and sell tickets for more.
Right.
I suppose there's reasons behind it, but
I'm not a fan of committees.
I
I'm all
personally
about
am not.
put your tickets online and press send.
Yeah.
And, whoever wanna come,
buy
the
tickets.
Yeah.
But you know everybody has their own thing.
Yeah, I completely get it. I completely get it.
So I can imagine how hard it is to get tickets to put in your packages.
I mean, there's a lot of groundwork that people don't see that, you know, outside of carnival season. The last carnival is October, which is Miami, the main one anyway. And then it's off season. Like you need to do all your work if you're trying to do Trinidad 2020. It needs to be done now.
You gotta be grafting,
and you have to do it outside of the carnival season just about so that because no one's got time when you go over. No one has time for you.
You come off the plane and
that's it.
You want to go straight in.
That's it. 100%.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, of the carnivals you've done, which is your favorite?
Oh, this is really hard. I've been to a few.
Yeah.
Okay. They all have their own
uniqueness.
Can I do it like that? You're going to force me to choose one, aren't you?
Pick one, man.
Pick one.
Trinidad, obviously. Trinidad's
your favorite.
Yes.
Cool.
And then there's a big part of me. There's a big part of me that loves Notting Hill because it's home, right?
Right.
I know how I'm getting home.
Yeah.
I know how much I can rough up a child who wants to try and, you know, teeth my stick things and stuff. Like, I'm joking. I don't promote violence. But like, I know this is home, right?
Yeah.
St. Lucia for me is, again, I'm probably being really biased because it usually lands on my birthday.
Right. So you turn up a little extra special.
Oh my God. I don't even remember most of the day, honestly. Literally, God, shots for breakfast. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But St. Lucia for me, before last year mainly, because I've been since 2016, it just didn't feel like had too many outsiders in it, which sounds ridiculous. But I mean, like St. Lucians would come home from Canada and US and things like that and go and experience it. And there's something about like Dennery, Soca, that touches a part of my soul that I feel like is some sort of magic. I'm gonna like the bass and the drum line.
It's the voodoo.
It's the
voodoo.
Yeah, honestly, it's too much. Like it just hits me. St. Lucia's up there and Barbados.
Yeah.
Cropover's expensive though, as a whole.
Yeah, boy.
Right?
Your flight alone is a.
It's summer holidays, so you're not gonna get out of that.
Yep.
But then you know, I can say a lot about Caravana. People complain that the fences are up, but I kind of enjoy that.
They should go Miami
Exactly.
when you can't even get in.
Exactly.
Gosh.
You know, but
And then pretty mass in Grenada is not really a thing. You go there for jab, right?
Yeah.
So they all have their own thing. Trinidad, Notting Hill, St. Lucia, I'd say top 3.
Yeah.
Closely followed by Cropover.
Right.
And then, I mean, I've done St. Vincent,
Me too.
Grenada, and so they kind of fit in the same sort of
nice.
different kind of category. Yeah.
For me, it's what is Notting Hill, Trinidad, Barbados.
Cropover.
Oh, okay.
Mine is Trinidad, Cropover, Notting Hill.
Okay, so Notting Hill's in everyone's top 3.
Yeah,
That's and Trinidad. so.
And most of the DJs who have done Notting Hill is in their top 3.
Yeah.
I think they probably can't understand. Well, I suppose because in the Caribbean, it's all like soca is part of your culture, right?
Yes.
And so for Notting Hill, you're not just gonna have a soca track, right?
Exactly. They have
You
different.
have and so there's I don't even know how many million people come up to Notting Hill.
I always knew that stat until right now. One
And
point
being-
something million.
And
somewhere
being
like
on
that,
top
so
of a truck and seeing that many people,
it's
Yeah.
overwhelming
It's
as well.
And you're from a
It's-
small island?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Whoa.
crazy.
And they think because the other, metropolitan cities that have carnivals like New York
Yeah.
and Miami and
Yeah.
these spaces, there are a lot of restrictions.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
Notting Hill, for all the restrictions it has,
mm,
there isn't at the same
Yeah.
time,
No,
right?
Yeah.
Notting Hill is an actual carnival.
Yeah.
The rest of these people have street parades.
Street parades.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's different, yeah. It's
You're right,
different.
you're right,
Carnival
you're
is
right.
completely different. The
Yeah.
freedom of a carnival is completely different.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Right, folks? Well, that was awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies
this
and
was
gentlemen.
near
That was
Lokahi.
I hope that I didn't take too much of your time.
No. I think
Great.
we quite enjoyed
A
this.
little bit.
But thanks for being part of this interview.
I'm
and
honoured.
you know,
I'm absolutely
we
honoured.
definitely would love to see more of Journey to Carnival.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Um,
We'll do a check-in.
Yeah.
I'll be
We should do
I'll be
check-ins.
vlogging Trinidad Carnival.
We will
so
see you in Trinidad as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So
I'll
make
see-
sure
yes.
you
Put
Around the
us in.
corner.
Interview Konata.
I like
you know.
I'm just a guy here
Yeah.
with a microphone.
Friend,
He's gonna be
friendly,
in the podcast, guys.
friendly neighborhood DJs.
Yeah, man. So that's let
And just to let you know, if you're coming for my spot, you gotta come good, bro.
so let everyone know about your just websites and
Yeah.
social
medias,
media once
blah, blah,
again.
blah.
Just rinse that in people's head.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So, website journeytocarnival.com. We also have a Facebook page, but from that you have a Facebook group where you can talk about your own experiences, and please do join that and share, because we want to know about your experiences and how we can pass it on to other carnival goers. Me, myself, I am under NIAMH'S Journey, NIAMH'S_journey on Instagram and Facebook, and on YouTube actually. So like I just said, I will be vlogging Trinidad Carnival. I think I'm going to be vlogging majority this year actually.
Excellent.
I'm feeling pumped for it. So
Good.
please do follow. And if you do see me, don't be weird. Just say hello. Like I've had that where people are like, oh, there's a girl that YouTubes. That's really weird.
She used to have vlogs.
Let's do the whisper thing.
She's got
vlogs.
but please do come and say hello. And I'm super honored to be one of these guys' interviews today. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you so
Awesome.
much. Thank you so much.
Alrighty.
It's been a pleasure to have you. You know what I
Definitely.
mean? I think that you are one of the inspirational people out there
Aw,
in
thank
this
you.
scene. You know, there's a lot of negativity in the
What Shep
in
said.
the scene. Yeah. And there are a lot of people I feel doing it for the wrong reasons. A lot of people doing it because they want to become popular.
No.
Yeah. And I think that or they're looking for status. And people that are in status come with drama. And I find
Yeah.
that drama doesn't follow you, Neve.
No.
You know what I mean?
I'm kind of socially awkward as well, to be honest.
Still, you can be
No?
trying.
I'm not really. I'm not really.
No.
I'm hearing real sarcasm right now.
No.
So no, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show, to be one of our first interviews, and yeah, we'll be checking in, as I said, and
do.
seeing
Yeah, man.
where the update is from today, and who knows, another 12 months from now we'll see
Please do.
where you're at.
I'm looking forward to watching this back in 2020 and seeing where I am.
Yeah,
See if I'm
Look at this. Wow.
you know what I mean.
the walls the same.
Awesome.
Neve, thank you.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
a lot.
guys.
Get to the rooms.